what I'm going to do now is talk to you about my history, my personal history. I was born in Budapest, Hungary, and my parents lived in a small town. My father was an officer of the Royal Hungarian Railroads, and one of the reasons we lived in this small town because of his position with the railroads. And I had a very nice childhood, wasn't missing anything, and then started high school and went into a different city in Hungary because we did not have high school in the city I lived, in the little town I lived. They just had elementary school to 6th grade, and after that somebody wanted to go to high school, they went here and there, and I went to a high school in a place called, today is called Košice, because now it belongs to the Czechoslovakian Republic. And our favorite pastime for students on Saturdays, we went to the Corso, as we called it, which was a part of the main street, and we went up and down the street, back and forth, walking and flirting with the girls and all that sort of thing. And somebody said something, and have you heard? I said, what? Heard what? The Nazis occupied Budapest. The German army took over Budapest. I said, come on, that's serious. You're just making this up. No, that's the truth. So we haven't heard anything like that, but I called my parents, and my mother told me that if some rumors going around that the Nazi army occupied Budapest, we want you to come home. So I took the first train and went home. And before I knew it, our little town told us that we cannot leave our homes. We have to stay inside, and we can only go out in case of emergency. But fortunately we had enough food at home that we had no problem, and we found no reason to worry until a few days later we were told to pack up and leave. I said, what do you mean pack up and leave? Where are we going? You are going to be taken to the provincial capital of this state where you live. We have different provinces. That wasn't really a state, but a province. And they were setting up a ghetto for you, and that's where you're going to live for the rest of the duration of this war. Of course, we had no idea that that was just a preliminary arrangement, and we're not going to stay in that provincial capital, but we're really going to be shipped out of there. Where to, we didn't know. And we didn't find out that we're going to be shipped out of there until we were told. We were told that pack up 2 days worth of underwear and wear what you have on and assemble on a railroad station. And they put us in boxcars, and the train started. Where we were going, we don't know. And then we asked, where are we going? Oh, you're going to the southern part of Hungary to do agricultural work. And it was only one thing that made me sort of curious. I asked my father, I said, tell me, how is it that we're going to southern part of Hungary and the locomotive is on front of us is pointing to the north. He said, that's a good question. And I noticed that also, but I didn't want to say anything to worry. And we knew that north of us was Czechoslovakia. And after Czechoslovakia was Poland. So we didn't take a bloody genius to figure it out that we were going to be taken to Poland and not to southern part of Hungary. So they crowded us into boxcars, and the train started. And after 2 days' ride, we arrived to a stopping point, and we had absolutely no idea where we were. It was just like a nightmare. We opened the boxcar doors, and outside were people in striped clothes and rubber sticks, rubber hoses. Say, close, close, close. Get out of the car, close, close, close. And we didn't know what was going on. And they were just coming in and beating us for no reason or the other. And finally we were get out of the boxcars, and then we were told to stand in line, 5 people in one line and 5 behind them and 5 behind and so on. So then they started counting us. And when they counted, and we were standing there and they were counting us. We were standing in that line for 10 hours. And some of the people just couldn't take it anymore, just fainted. And they still couldn't get it right in the counting. So then they were taking us into some places, some barracks of some kind, and we didn't know what we were doing. And then they were taking us out again and looked at people, and people who, they asked how old they were, and if they told them that they were over 50 years old, they were taken out and put them in a different group, and the people under 17 were taken into a different group. And we were told that these people were taken to a better place because of their age, and we don't have to worry about it. And that was a lie to begin with, because all these people who were taken at that time immediately were sent back to Auschwitz inside and taken to the gas chambers and killed. We never saw them again. And I just parted ways from my mother and 2 sisters. I never knew what happened to them. And my father was with me, and so we hung together. And then we were taken out of Auschwitz, and it was again some 2 days train ride, and we arrived to a place called, which I found out later, Oberwüsterigersdorf, which was North Silesia. Today is Poland. And what we had to do there is start to work. They told us we're going to have to build railroads. And that railroad building was that we were shoveling dirt from one place to another, and next day we were shoveling it back. And it was totally meaningless work, except for just do this work and get ourselves as hungry as possible and get to eat as little as possible. And once you drop to the weight of approximately 40 pounds, you were selected to go back to Auschwitz. And we asked for what reason? So you'll be better off there because they're going to feed you more, and when you get your strength back, you're coming back to this camp again. Well, that was a bunch of baloney.